thank you so much for coming to the first Tech Talk. We're really excited about being able to do this as sort of like a way to do the technology classes virtually. We're planning on doing some more in the future, and we'll let you know as we have the schedule for that as well. So hopefully this will be an ongoing thing, and we'll build on what it is you want to learn from the technology class. So just so you know, because some of you have been in the technology class before, some of this will be review for you. For other people, it'll be new. So either way, just take what you need from this, and we'll be building on the skills that we talk about today. So what I'm going to be doing today is we're going to be talking a little bit, and then I'm going to share my phone screen with you. And the reason that I'm doing this is because I think most of you are using your phones to access the internet most of the time. So I wanted you to see what some of these processes look like on an Android phone, which is, I think, what most of you have. If you do have an iPhone, it'll be a similar process, and we can talk about that one-on-one too if you need help with it. The other thing to remember too is that you can watch this video over and over again on Facebook. So if you don't catch everything as I'm saying it, you can always go back and review. So that's one of the cool things about having it on Facebook. So the two things that I want to cover today is how to look at the SMART website and all the sort of things on the SMART website. It can be really helpful to know what's going on, to sort of contact us if you need anything, to see all the art videos, to get all the art patterns, everything's there. And Les LaRue, who you all know, does the website. And so he's making sure that everything gets up on there in real time so that you can see things as they're coming up. So it's really good to know how to go to and navigate the Smart University website. Okay, so we're gonna start with that. And what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna share my phone screen with me. So you're gonna see my dog, which is my background on my phone screen. So give me 1 second, I'll do it. Okay. So this is my phone, and you see my dog, that's Jim. That's actually me and Les's dog, Jim. And so that's the background on my phone. And this is an Android phone. So if you have an Android phone, yours will probably look a little something, I mean, your sort of setup will look a little something like mine. You won't obviously have my dog on here, but so what you want to do to go to the website, if you're comfortable already going to the internet on your phone, you're just going to use whatever internet app you use. So there's one on here called Internet. The one that I use is this one down at the bottom. That's to the icon that's second from the right, and it's Google Chrome. I really like Google Chrome. I just think it is fast and pretty good. See, look, here we're now on the Facebook site. So what I'm going to do is type in smartuniversity.org. And look, it comes up because I've gone there before. So our website is smartuniversity.org. And then what you want to do is hit whatever the equivalent is of that blue arrow at the bottom for you to go there. The arrow. So I just hit that arrow. So look, we're going to go to smartuniversity.org. And so this is our website. You see our beautiful logo, this graphic by Les, his name down in the bottom. If you scroll down, the things that are on this front page are going to be things that are sort of really current and that we're kind of asking you to look at and perhaps even do. So like we talked about before, we have this link to register to vote. So if you clicked on this link, it would take you to the New York State Board of Elections in order to register to vote. Okay. We have the census. So if you click on that, it would take you to the link for the census. And then to get a flu shot. So any of these, like where you see Juan Pablo or Sam's name, if you click on them, what'll happen is you'll get like a window that opens up that says you can send them an email. And I use Gmail. You might use the email app on your phone, but if I was gonna click on that, look, it would make me an email with a subject line and everything already to email Sam about flu shots. So that's really helpful. That'll just pop up in your email. So if you keep scrolling down, you'll see all the videos of the culinary workshops. So if you want to go back and look at any of them, you can go straight from here. So you see here, you see the kebabs and gazpacho one, and then the healthy Harlem one. I'll show you where you can find all of them. Then we have the brochure if you wanted to download the brochure, also designed by Les. And if you scroll down here, you see stay in touch. So most of you are already on our email list, but if you're not, or if you had a friend that wanted to be on our email list, you could send them here. And if they put their name and their email address in here, they'll start getting email updates from SMART. Okay, so that's the front page of the website. So we're gonna go to menu and just look at a couple of features of the website that might be helpful to you. I'm gonna start with events, okay? So you see where it says events here? It's like the 5th one down. We're gonna click on that. And when we go to events, we're gonna go to this one that says upcoming events. And what we get here is a calendar. So this is October, and any of these shaded spaces mean that there's an event scheduled. So if you click on these shaded spaces, it'll tell you what it is. So that already happened. But this week, let's say, on the 8th, there's gonna be the Smart Live Culinary Workshop at 11 a.m. to 11:30, and this is on Facebook Live. So you can go to this, and then when you click where it says Facebook, it'll take you directly to the Facebook page. So if you ever have trouble getting there, that's a good way to do it. See, look, here we are on the Smart University Facebook page. All right. And then we have all the information about the COVID-19 update, how we're doing all of our stuff online. Okay, so that again, remember, is under events and upcoming events. Now, if you go to programs, let's say you got the art kit and you wanted some help putting it together, like in addition to the instructions, or you wanted to see a video of how to put it together. We're gonna look at the Smart Art and Technology page. And look, we have pictures of people. So let's say, okay, so you wanted to make the rooster tote bag, which was the one we just got. First of all, up here, there's the pattern that you can download. So if you needed a new copy of the pattern, you would download it, and then it would show up in your files. See, there we go. And then if you wanted the instructions again, you could do the same thing. Keep scrolling down. Look, you'll see every single one of the art projects that we've done, and each one has a video that goes with it. So like if you wanted to look at the rooster on a tote bag video, you can click here, and you can make this bigger by clicking, sorry. So you can make it bigger by clicking that thing at the bottom that makes it bigger. So this would be your video of how to make the tote bag. And I don't think you can hear this right now, but there's Christina talking in the background too. So any of these that you want to go back and look at the video of, this is the place to find them, under Smart Art and Technology, under programs. Okay. And there's a number of other things on here. I would encourage you to look around on the website so you can see, you know, if you wanted to contact any of us by email, if you go to About Smart and then you go to Team, you'll see everyone you could possibly want to contact. There's Susan, Sam, Les, Juan Pablo. So, and each one of these, if you click on them, like if you clicked here, it would do the same thing where it brings up an email directly to me or to whoever it is that you're trying to reach. Okay, sorry, let's go to programs and go to Food for Life. So if you go to Food for Life, you can find all of these videos that we've done that were Food for Life videos. These aren't the lives, these are the tutorial ones. And basically, if you go to any of our programs, so let's say you want to go to tutorials. This will bring up all of our tutorial videos. So this includes the art projects, but it's also the recipes. It's also, this is important too, we have 2 tech ones that are about internet basics and connecting to Wi-Fi. So if those are 2 things that you need to practice with, this is a really good place to go to look at those videos. So this is just like where all of this lies. And then too, I want to show you one more thing and then we'll switch to our next. Down at the bottom here, what do you see down at the bottom? You see these icons, okay? This connects you directly to our Facebook page if you click on that F, okay? This connects us to our Twitter page. If anybody's on Twitter, follow us on Twitter. So that should go straight to our Twitter page. That's what our Twitter page looks like. And then this one will send us an email like we've done with the other ones. That one will just send to a general email address for SMART. Okay, so that's a little bit of an overview of the SMART website. And we can talk more about this in future ones too, but I just wanted to highlight a couple of things that might be really helpful to you. So I encourage you after the Tech Talk to go and just sort of explore the SMART website a little bit, click on some of those things, look at some of the videos. And that's getting updated all the time. Les is updating that all the time with new information. So it's a really good thing to use. Okay. Next thing I want to do is we're going to practice downloading an app on the Play Store. So apps are generally what you're going to be using on your phone for everything, you know. So there's an app for all sorts of different things. And the way you get apps is to go, if it's an Android phone, you're going to go to this place called the Play Store. That's the one icon that I have up here that's on Jim's head that says Play Store. And so when you go to the Play Store, if you have one thing, just one addendum is if you have a iPhone, it's going to be called the App Store. So those of you that were doing the iPad earlier and we were getting apps from the App Store, Play Store is just the equivalent of that. They're both where you get apps from. And sometimes you have to buy apps, but many apps are also free or have free versions. So we're going to go to the Play Store right now, and we're just going to practice downloading an app. So the app that I chose to do today, some of you may have heard about this. It's called the COVID Alert New York app. So I'm going to type that into the search bar, COVID Alert New York. Okay. And the COVID Alert New York map, it gives you sort of real-time updates about COVID levels in the city in certain areas. And then it also has this sort of interesting feature where everybody has it's a code number, but it's a randomized code number that's secret. So none of this is traced back to an individual person. But if you're walking within 6 feet of someone and you're with them for 10 minutes, then the phone can actually tell that that's the case. And if later on that person gets tested positive for COVID, you'll get an alert saying that you were around them for that period of time. You won't know who the person is. It's not like it's giving out anybody's name. It's just telling you that you may have had close contact with somebody who then tested positive for COVID. So it's relatively new. I think it launched in the past week or so, but it's a good thing to have, even if you don't turn on even if you're not comfortable turning it on for that 6 feet notification, it still gives you updates about what the positive rate is right now. So we're going to just look at that, okay? So what I'm going to do is I went to the Play Store, I looked up COVID Alert New York, and you can look up any app in here. We're just using this one. So what I'm going to do is hit install, and we're going to wait a second while the little thing goes around. We wait for it to download. And this is a free app. It's a public health app, so they want you to have it to stay updated and to try and help them with contact tracing, which hasn't been easy, I don't think. This is just another tool for them to do that. So give it just a second. You see it's at 68%, 92%. Okay, so right now it's installing on my phone. And you see once I do that, that install button turns into open. So I'm going to click open. And that takes us to the app. which is COVID Alert New York. So first I have to confirm that I'm 18, which I am. All right. And then it's telling me how to get started. And see, if you wanted more information about it, you can go to this tab before anything else and just say, learn how it works. So this is what it's telling you. So as you go about your day, the phone will sense when you're within 6 feet of somebody for more than 10 minutes. That has the app as well. Okay, so I'm gonna look through all this. I'm gonna say, okay, I'm fine with all of this. All right, and once I've done that, I'm gonna hit this back button down in the right-hand corner and say, get started. And then I'm gonna say next. So this is asking me if I want to be in the exposure notification. So if I want to turn on that function that would then tell me if I'd been within 6 feet of somebody for more than 10 minutes. I'm gonna say yes. You don't have to, you can use this just to track the data coming in otherwise, but I'm gonna turn it on. Okay, and then say done. And then here, you'll see the percent positive for right now, the total tested positive, total persons tested. And this is all counties in New York, but you can specify it to county. So I could go down here and say Manhattan or whatever county I wanted to. So that's just one example of how to use an app. So let me show you where you would go to get it, get back to it on your phone. So here I am, I'm back on my play. This is one of my screens. So look, I am here on my home screen. I swipe up and then you just swipe over to see where it is. Mine's landed on the third screen because I have way too many apps. I mean, not too many, but I have a lot of apps. So there it is. It says COVID Alert New York. And if I ever want to go back to it, I just click there. Okay. So that's just real basic how to download an app and then use it. If the Play Store app isn't on your home screen, okay, which it probably isn't. I moved mine to make it more obvious. What you're gonna do is you can go through your screen, so scroll through your screens, and it should look like, you see it, that can everyone find it there? It's the second row up, second from the left. And the other place to look for it too is, do you see up at the top of my screen, there's the third from the left on the first row, it says Google. And if you can't find it anywhere else, look in one of those. Okay, I've moved it out of there, but if you go to the Google folder, sometimes your Play Store will be in there if you can't find it anywhere else. If you absolutely can't find it and it's just crazy, let me know. Send me an email and we'll talk through it. But generally, if you scroll through all your screens, so you go from right to left, left to right, you should be able to find it. It's like a little game of hide and seek. And then the thing is, if you want to use it a lot, you can go ahead and pin it to your home screen. And so if it's pinned on your home screen, it's right there. So did you see how I did that? Let me show you how I did that again. All right, you can do this for any of your apps. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on the app and hold it, all right? And it's gonna say, that little menu is gonna come up that says select items, add to home, disable, or app information. And I'm gonna say add to home. And when I do that, it's gonna end up on my home screen. So if it's an app that you use a lot and that you want to be really easily accessible for you, that's the way to do it. Okay, how to see Smart on other media platforms. So like if you have, I'm gonna show you where we are on Twitter, where we are, you know where we are on Facebook because you can see us right now. And then I'll show you us on Instagram as well, if any of you have Instagram. And in the future too, we can talk about how to set up Instagram if it's something you wanna use. But let me just share it, I'll start sharing again. We're back to my phone. So, okay. So if you go to, again, you can get to these through the website. Let's do that again. So I'm on the Smart website again. Okay, so Facebook we know. We're gonna click that F. There's Facebook. All right, this one right here is Flickr. This one's got some older pictures from Smart. All right. This one, that's the bird, that's Twitter. So if you use Twitter, you can go on to smartuniversity.org and hit follow. It says following already on my phone because I'm already following Smart. But if you weren't following Smart on Twitter, it would say follow, and you would just click that. And then, let's see, on Instagram, we're going to go to Instagram by itself. So Instagram is this one. So if you look at the second row, the first from the right is that sort of pinkish, purplish, yellowish one that looks like a camera almost. We're going to click on Instagram. This is just my Instagram. So we're going to look and go to Smart. So SMARTUEastHarlem on Instagram. And see, look, if you go on here, you'll see, again, this is a really good way to get to all this information. You get the rooster tote bag video. There's pictures of the vegetables. There's recipes. There's all these different videos as well. So this is a great thing to follow if you use Instagram. The YouTube is Smart Tutorials. I'm sorry, let me pull that up real quick. So to go to YouTube, I don't have the YouTube app on my phone. I probably should, but I'm just going to go to it on the internet and say Smart Tutorials with our logo that says Smart Tutorials. And then if you click there, look, it's again another way to get to all these videos. So if there's ever anything you want to go and look at, anything you missed, that's one way to get to it straight through YouTube. Okay. Okay, well, thank you so much. This has been really fun, and I look forward to seeing you on Thursday, but then I'll also be telling you about upcoming Tech Talks via email, and we'll have notifications of that elsewhere too. Bye.